Hello, this is a short coaching video that goes with our online classes. This is autumn in the UK, 2024, and often we start the form Spiral Qigong now to boost our immunity. We also do some tapping Do-in to stimulate the blood cells that are formed in the bones and also the thymus glands. So we're working on our immunity at this time of the year. So this is a coaching video. I'll speak through all the movements, and I invite you just now to join me in the standing position. So adopting the usual standing position for Qigong, sometimes called standing like a tree, deeply rooted in the earth, and our spine and top of head elongating towards the sky. The first movement of Spiral Qigong is simply to rotate the hands backwards and forwards. So internal and external rotation of the shoulder joint would be the anatomical instruction. But turning the palms forward and then turning them back. And as in all Qigong, we're following the breath. So follow the in-breath as your palms come forward and follow your natural out-breath as they come back. It should feel as if your skin is being wrung out a little bit against the bone, a bit like a wet, hot flannel. And indeed, Wei Qi, which is protective Qi, is emitted from the moistened lungs. The lungs are moistened by the kidneys through the skin, protecting us from viruses, to a certain extent, climate, bacteria. So we're stimulating the skin. We're also stimulating something else to focus on, points in the chest, in the corners of the chest, called cloud gate, the beginning of the lung channel. So as you turn your hands in and turn them out, you can feel that you're breathing through those points. So following the in-breath, letting those points open, and following the out-breath, they slightly close, and so breathing out. And by focusing on those points, we bring Qi to the whole of the lung channel. I'm pausing for just a minute. The next movement, I'm going to ask you to imagine that you have two trees, two very small trees, saplings here, with a gap between them. And what we do is we gather up earthy energy. So just imagine that you're gathering up energy, yin energy from the earth, and we take the hands to about waist height, and then the hands go forward, the little fingers touching a little bit, and then at a comfortable position, they turn outwards. So the wrists are touching, but the hands are swayed. I'll just come to the screen a little bit to show you that. Yeah, so there's there's a slight twisting movement here. Yeah. And then they come back. So we gather up yin energy, push through as if a gap between two trees, and open. We can use the in-breath. Follow your in-breath, follow your out-breath. Follow your in-breath. And follow your out breath. Pausing for just a minute. And then we do exactly the same, but with one hand. So this hand stays facing the earth, grounding you there. This hand is still picking up earthy energy to about waist height, palm up. Then it goes through and spirals around. And this, because we're just working with one hand, you should feel that in the shoulder blade at the back as well. There's a bigger twist and then it comes back. It's a bit like a snake-like movement. So picking up earthy energy through the gap in the trees is a good metaphor, and then twisting round. And there is a little bit of tension here. Some Qigongs are very soft. This one does require a bit of tension. So and we change the breathing now. So this is the all the in-breath. Breathing in and following the out-breath down. And as you breathe in, following the in-breath, feel the back between the shoulder blades open, the back of the lung. So that we're breathing into the back of the lung, normal in-breath, and then breathing out, down. I'm exaggerating, but as in all Qigong, it's just normal breathing, your normal breathing that you're following. Okay, stopping for just a moment. Another imagining for you. Imagine that there's a tube or a pipe here. So just in front of you, just here is a tube. The next movement, again, we gather up earthy energy and the hands go up through the tube. It's just in front of you here. And the little fingers touch. They go up as far as you can without lifting your shoulders. Then they turn and they press to the sky or the ceiling. Then they come back exactly the way they went up. So this, just find your way. Yeah, so it's spiraling at the top. If you go from little fingers touching all the way to pushing the ceiling, you'll find that there is a natural spiraling of the hands happens, and that's what we want. And we can do a simple in-breath on the way up, following your in-breath here, full of air, following your out-breath down, letting go. Next movement. Still visualizing that tube in front of you. One hand goes up and does the same thing. And then the other one goes down. So here's how it goes. One hand goes up and the other one goes down. So one is pressing to the earth and one is pressing to heaven. And then they come and the little fingers kind of touch each other very gently. And then they go, pushing earth and heaven. So the breathing in here, breathing out as you push away, and feel the spiraling now, particularly around the whole of the chest area. kind of twisting at the back between the shoulder blades. And then we're going to increase this twisting by taking one hand, the hand that's coming down behind you, and pressing from the sacrum down. Feel how that really warms up the whole of the chest area. The thymus gland is being massaged, releasing its lovely T cells for immunity. And then the next twist that we have is we look at the back hand. You won't be able to see it, but you pretend that you're looking at the back hand. So and you should feel this big muscle of the neck, the sternocleidomastoid, getting a full stretch. And then slowly back to just standing. Take the feet a little wider apart now, and do the same thing again. So, but this time involve the feet. So we're going to go an exaggerated move. So this foot turns that way. Be really careful of the knee. So keep it solid and pointing forwards. And then we're pushing like this so that there's a greater twist. Bring the foot back. Hands come to waist height again, like they did in the beginning. Loosely clench fists. So turn the foot, push away like this. Knee stays forward. Yeah, and feel that whole body twist, or that we're getting to a whole body twist. So now we're stimulating kidneys and internal organs. Back to loosely clenched fists at waist height. Turn the foot, and then you open the hands. Okay, so you're pushing away like this, and then back. And I'll do a few of those. And you can also, if it's comfortable for you, can turn your head to get that twist in the throat and the neck as well. Starting to spiral in the lower lung lobes now. The kidneys connecting with the lungs in Chinese medicine to moisten them, allowing the lungs to emit this Wei Qi through the skin. Okay, and then coming back to front again, and a little bit of just checking in with yourself. Are you warmer? Can you feel any difference in your body? Center yourself again, root down. Now that is a form in itself, and the finishing movement is the same as the opening one. However, there are two more movements, and I'm going to show you them, and they're optional. And if you have any problems with your knees or your lower back, I suggest that you just finish here and do some movements of the hands. If not, the next movement, take a wider stance. Make yourself comfortable so that you can go into horse stance. Again, the hands are at loosely clenched fists at waist height like this. That's how you start. And then we take the fists up and turn them to point to heaven. Then you turn a foot and you do a lunge movement like this, and you pull down. Then you come through the center, You do the same thing, palms to heaven. So now you're pulling down yang energy. Turn the feet very carefully, make sure the knee's okay, and then lunge down. And keep going. When you come back through the middle, there's a slight horse stance, so you're not tight, you're in horse stance like this. If you need to turn the back foot, that's fine to keep your knee protected. Sometimes the feet drift apart, so feel free to bring them back to a comfortable position. And the breathing, when you're there, is following the in-breath and then following the out-breath down, like so. Do one more to one side. And then back to the center again. Final movement. Once again, we need a wide stance. And exactly the same thing happens. Push to heaven here. Come down, change the feet. And this time we go all the way around. So you're looking behind. So it's a full spiral of the whole body. Come back to the center. Push to heaven. Pull down, turning, full spiral. Just keep going for some of them. Keep making your knees comfortable, not over twisting them. I'll just do one to one side now. Coming back to the starting position. And we finish as we started by some of these rotations of the hands, following the in-breath and following the out-breath. And doing this until the heartbeat has returned to normal and the breath has returned to normal. Thank you for watching. And thank you for practicing Qigong.